Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to sit somewhere else to try and get like a different background. So over there is my desk, over here is my bookshelf. Today I decided to do another writing experiment. So I've done a few in the past on this channel and majority helped me figure out exactly what my best way of writing is. So I decided to do another one today after wondering what's better, word goals or time goals. I've been thinking a lot about, how to implement writing into my summer routine, into just any routine, and what would be the easiest to do, a time goal or a word goal. So in this video, I am going to see just that. I made a really rough graph chart tracker in this book, which was originally supposed to be like my writing journal where I just put everything writing related in here, but after a while I realized that I don't like the lined paper, which this has. My bullet journal has dotted paper and I like it, so I realized I don't like the lines and I also don't like how big it is, so I have a new journal on the way tomorrow. I just ordered it today, but for now we're just going to see what the tracker in here. I decided that the time goal will be 4 hours. I made it 4 hours because I feel like this is quite achievable to get the result I'm looking for, and then the word count goal is 3,500 because I feel like in roughly 4 hours I can get 3,500 words. So the experiment will basically be to see if I can do that. How much words or writing or, just progress can I get done, and which is better for me to get this progress done. I will also be tracking my mood throughout these, so every hour, every 1,000 words and then 500, I will be just tracking how I felt during that time. Finally, the last thing I want to say about this is for time goal, for example, I made it 4 hours. I will be also tracking how much words I get done per hour. So I'll collectively get all my results and find out how much I did in an hour, and then flip side on the word count, I will be looking to see how much time it took me to write each 1,000 then 500, so that I can tally it all up and, for example, see if it took me quicker to write 3,500 words or if I wrote more in 4 hours than I did with the words. I have not done any writing for the day today, so I can start the experiment today. And because I predicted that the time would be better for me, I'm going to start with time. I think what I will do is I will work on my fantasy series and the third book of the dystopian trilogy. So those two books I hope to work on today. And yeah, I don't really have any other ongoing drafting projects, which is weird because I thought I had more. I guess a couple that I was drafting, they're now in their outlining stages because I'm not happy with where they're going. So it kind of makes sense. I will see you all in a few minutes, but it'll be like a second for you when I get everything set up and start the first hour. So I'm at my writing corner, my lovely writing corner, which desperately needs a makeover in terms of desk, but that's a different story. And here's actually a funny story. So back in May, I had my laptop. It's in my old videos. I don't have them anymore because my brother spilt pop fizzy drink all over it and it just completely fizzed out, didn't work anymore. Like a couple days after that, I think, or a day after that, I managed to get it switched on, but the keyboard didn't work and the mouse didn't work. So I just put in USB ones and it worked fine. And I thought, yay, I have a laptop again. But then, the second day that it started working again, it turned off, never turned back on again. I tried to put it on charge, didn't work. Tried leaving it to rest and turning it back on a month later, didn't work. So I was like, alright, this is officially a laptop that just doesn't work. But then, a week ago, I decided to put it on charge, switch it on, it didn't turn on, and I was like, okay, whatever. I knew it didn't work. But then, I came to my computer and it switched on. And the keyboard worked. The mouse still doesn't work, but it's fine. But the keyboard works now. And and everything works. The switch is on, everything's fine. The only thing off about it is the mouse. So for the past week, the only thing I've been using is that laptop and praying, hoping it wouldn't turn off again. So far so good, knock on wood, but it seems to work. So I'm pretty happy about that. what I've been trying to get to is I haven't been working at my writing corner all week. I haven't been here. I've been doing a little bit of writing, a little bit of redrafting, a little bit of outlining, but none at my writing corner. So I'm really happy to be at my writing corner for this video. That's what I was trying to get at. And sitting here, I'm also realizing that I really want to work on my fantasy series. And this computer, in fact, hasn't been even switched on for the past week. So poor computer, but maybe good computer, because I used to use this every single day, so I didn't really get too much of a rest. The document is now pulled up and it is 12:33, so I'm actually gonna wait till it's at 12:35 just because I feel like it's easier to track by groups of 5, I think, in my opinion at least. I'll probably be doing a forest timer because I haven't really been using forest too much. I'm hoping to at least get work done to, I don't know, just how much work I can get done and then see how much that was, I guess. So I'm gonna get writing in my writing corner for the first time in a while.
You're the night sky trying to make me see your stars, but the dark gets lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence, and the dark's all that I see. When your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky.
It is now 1:45. It's been 10 minutes and I actually managed to write 260 words already, which I'm pretty surprised at, because I thought since this is the first writing of the day and really the first drafting, not rewriting, for a while, that I would have been a little bit slower. But I was pretty fast in my standards for the first writing of the day. I actually also managed to start chapter 13, which I've been stuck on chapter 12 for what feels like forever. So being on chapter 13 is pretty nice, I gotta say. I started by switching POVs, which I think I've switched to 4 POVs in this book. I switched to the main character, the one everyone knows about. If you were wondering, I did a Camp NaNoWriMo video where I wrote the synopsis. You can go on the NaNoWriMo website to check out what the synopsis is for this book, or you can just watch that video. I'll have it linked, and my NaNoWriMo website account username linked too. The second character is another character that's important and actually one of Ariel's only friends. The third character is also one of her only friends, and then the fourth is the antagonist of the entire thing. I am going to log that it's been 10 minutes and I wrote 260 words, and then I'll probably continue writing because I feel like I'm in a flow. Hour 1 is now complete and I have written a total of 966 words in the first hour, meaning that I almost wrote 1,000 words, which is pretty good. That's like a good writing sprint, doing it in an hour. The first one I did was only 10 minutes when I wrote, you know, while filming, but then I decided to just write for the next 50 minutes straight, and I wrote quite a bit of words. I think I'm going to switch projects now to my dystopian trilogy to work on that a little bit, to give this project a break so that when I come back to it I don't feel like super burnt out and out of ideas. And also I feel like where I left off, it's at a pretty good place. I introduced this new thing with the magic, so I kind of need to figure out how to subtly implement it from this point on. So I'm going to move on to my dystopian trilogy. I was debating whether I want to take a break or continue, but then I decided to just continue because I'm in the writing spirit and I may as well. It's been a couple hours and And if you can hear my PlayStation desperately trying to run in the background, it's because I'm still watching TV. I decided to come in with an update and let you all know how everything is going. So I managed to do hour 2 and hour 3. I decided to do them off camera. I wrote 1112 for the first, or the second one. For the second hour I wrote 1112, and for the third hour I wrote 1048. So not as much, but still pretty good, I think. I'm going to take a little bit of a break before the 4th hour and hopefully film more for that, because I've been writing for 2 hours straight, basically, and I need a break. And also I want to get some revision done because I didn't manage to get to do that today for this experiment. So I'll be filming that vlog too. When you're watching this, that video might not be out yet, but if you're watching this like months in advance, I mean, maybe both videos are out by then, hopefully. That is it from me for now until I come back with hour 4, and hopefully, another thing, hopefully I can go back to my writing corner to be a little bit more productive, because though I managed to get like an insane amount of words while on my bed, I feel like I can do so much better in my writing corner. It is a lot of hours later, but I'm finally ready to do the final hour. I came downstairs, nobody else is downstairs, so I can just be here by myself and do it. My makeup did smudge off on one side but stayed on the other side, and so I look kind of ridiculous right now, but it's okay. I didn't actually end up working at my writing corner, as you might have guessed, but it's fine. You can really see the difference now. All better. I'm going to be working on my dystopian trilogy now, on the 3rd book. It's still ridiculous to think that I'm on the 3rd book. I'm also going to be putting on my writing playlist because I haven't listened to that in a hot minute. I've mostly been listening to like one-off songs, just songs that I think of and I want to listen to, so it will also be fun to get in the mood with my writing playlist. It's writing time at a super late time in the night. Hopefully my words don't reflect that, but I'm not too hopeful at this point. Now almost midnight and I just finished the hour. Well, at 55 I finished it, but I finished my sentence. I won't count the sentence I just wrote, but I was inspired and I had to write. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, if I come to this document, I will look at this and I will wonder what I was trying to say, because this looks like English but it doesn't read like English because the sentences are just so jumbled up. Today I was pretty slow with it. I did the first print like 12 o'clock, then I waited a couple hours, did the second and third together, then waited even more hours and did it now. So not good strategizing on my part, but it's done. And I got to say, I haven't done the words goals yet, but I have to say that I do like the time goal. Having time set instead of words kind of feels relaxing, like I don't have to stress about reaching a certain number of words, I just write. So for this one I wrote 653 words. My lowest one yet is this one, but the fact that I did manage to write at all is pretty good for me, and I do feel like a lot of these sentences will be cut and rewritten later down the line. Also, this is me after reviewing the footage, not many minutes after filming that, and I'm just realising how much I don't make sense. So hopefully editing me can piece things together if things don't make sense. But yeah, I apologise in advance. It's still midnight, it's still the same day, but I reviewed the footage and I realised I don't make too much sense when I'm tired. So yeah, if anything doesn't make sense, I'll put it in editing, so don't worry about it. Don't worry, my ramblings will be understood. Hopefully I remember what I was trying to say. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, so it's been a little bit too long in between the days that I hoped I would have for this experiment, but today I'm here to do the word side of the experiment. For drafting, I don't really know what projects I want to do. Today I also had the vaccine, so people say that you feel quite tired after it. Today I want to get some drafting, and because I have to write 3,500 words, I thought it'd be best if I split up those 3,500 words in between all my current ongoing projects. I was trying to figure out a way I could separate the two because 3,500 is not really the easiest to separate. So then I decided what I would do instead is I'd also rewrite the first book of the Dystopian trilogy. Originally, I didn't want to do that because, you know, I could copy and paste, but then I looked over what I actually had for that book and I realised I was writing a new scene for the book. A completely new scene that I think will be quite long, so I think that could be the 1,000 words as well. It's more that I'm just adding in a new scene to a new draft. I'm not really rewriting. I'm sitting at my desk on my computer over here. Fun fact, my laptop is actually quite dodgy because there's a problem with the circuit board and it's super expensive to fix, so I decided I'm just gonna save money and try to get a new laptop around Christmas time when prices go down, hopefully. I'm trying to figure out which story I want to work on the most, so I will quickly pick a story to work on and then I'm going to start writing, keeping track of time as well, how long it takes me to write the words, but I'm not really going to pay attention to that too much. I'll see you all in just a little bit when I get my document pulled up. So I eventually decided that I want to work on my fantasy series first, so I pulled up the document, quickly read what I wrote last, and now I'm ready to get started on this. Hey, so it's been, the blinds are down because people are staring at me. It's been a little bit of time now and I can say confidently that I got the first 1,000 words written and done. Halfway through writing on my computer, I actually decided to come to my bed and go on my laptop, which did kind of slow me down, but I did write. I wrote 1,000 words in like 17 minutes, so like an hour and 10 minutes. It's not the worst I ever did, but I had such a quick groove going when I was at the computer and then I slowed down. So hopefully now that I'm aware that I slowed down and was working at my bed a little bit, I feel comfortable to go back. My laptop did switch off like halfway through, which was really frustrating because I was into the scene, but it's fine. I switched it back on after and it took like 10 minutes to turn on. I did work on my phone while it was turning on though, so it's not like I really lost momentum, though I am way slower on my phone just because I don't even know. I think something about being on a computer on a laptop makes me quick. Even if I just use a keyboard to like write on my tablet like I did a few times, I'm quick with it, whereas when I'm on my phone I'm a little bit slower. I'm going to be doing some writing in a little bit. I'm going to take like 15 minutes to revise the second book of the Dystopian trilogy, and then hopefully that'll get me into rewriting the first book. But yeah, I'll see you all in just a little bit, hopefully at my writing corner. Just coming in to let you guys know that I wrote the next 1,000 words, so now I have 2,000 words done, meaning I have 1,500 words left. And even though I'm super into writing this scene because I'm introducing a character from book 2 that I realized should have been introduced in book 1 and it being introduced here, I'm actually going to switch projects to the third book of the Dystopian trilogy because I haven't worked on that in a while and I really want to work on it today. My arm is aching really badly, but hopefully I can manage to write the 1500 words. It took me like 2 hours to write this 1000 words. It took me ages because I kept taking breaks, but roughly 2 hours to write them. However, I do like the words I wrote, so I'm happy with what I wrote. It is the next day and I'm here to talk about how the experiment went. So when I did the time goal where I gave myself 4 hours, I actually managed to write in total 3,779 words, which I think is pretty good, and it does roughly equate to how much I thought I would get in that, being 3,500. I felt pretty good during the whole time one, apart from when I started writing late in the night, but that was my own fault. So if I was to do this experiment again, I'd probably try to get all the times in a time of day where I know I could get things done well. And for the word goal, I wrote for a total of 4.5 hours, which again is kind of similar to the 4 hours I had for the time goal. And I thought when I was looking back on these numbers, how interesting it is how close they are to each other, which they were just rough estimates on my part, but I can see that they really are like similar to what I expected. With the word goal, at the beginning, I was excited to start getting the 1000 words done and start, getting to a point where I can look back on my numbers and see how much I wrote. But then, as it went on, as I did the experiment, I started realizing that I don't like the fact I have to reach a certain number, because I can spend hours and hours and hours to barely get any words on the screen, but I did put progress in. So I definitely think that I felt a lot more happier doing the time goal than the word goal, even though I'm so used to giving myself word goals, I never really considered the time goal side of it. So that's how the experiment went. Let me know what you prefer, time or word goals. I think I'm still going to set myself word goals just because it's easy to see, whereas, time goals, your progress can depend on how much time you get. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing this experiment. I will see you all in the next one. Bye!